back down with y'all on, man. I ain't seen y'all people in a minute, folk. I ain't gonna bap to y'all, folk. I'm taking this YouTube shit serious, though. I ain't gonna bap. I keep telling y'all this, and I ain't being a man of my word. So, man, and let me be a man of my word and take this shit serious, man. On Bro Grade. Get y'all more story times about Boss Up, man. A lot of y'all don't really know me like that, so I gotta introduce myself every time I bop on here, just in case the new people come on here. Y'all subscribed and y'all met me, and y'all know who the fuck I am on Bro Grave. So before we get into anything on folks, we gonna go right in on the full block Lil Mari, folks. Even though this ain't got nothing to do with that type of shit, the full block Lil Mari shit is crazy, folks. Ass trying to steal cars. If he is turned right now and he rapping, folk, he under a contract or whatever, folk, why the fuck is he trying to steal cars, folk? I never understand why these niggas rap. I don't know if they trying to keep up with the image or if they trying to keep up with their money, their life on folks' grave, because this shit could be a facade. All this Instagram and raw picture taken with money spreads and all that, that could not be their money, folk, because I done did this rap shit before, so I know it could be a person that's paying for all your shit and doing all that just because they see potential in you. And then once you get to that certain level, they're going to come back for their money, of course, because they done invested all this money into this product. And this product is now making money on their own. And money could come to them and them. So now both of y'all getting paid because y'all was both business partners before this all started. You came with $0. This person came with product. I mean, with money. You were the product. They came with the money. And now you in this and you getting taken care of, basically, folks, until you really making money in this shit. Now niggas not making no money. They start doing crazy shit like stealing cars, armed robberies, running into stores, all type of shit. I be thinking like, damn, folks, what the fuck going on, folks? On B grade, like, these motherfuckers got it going on for real, folks. They doing all type of shit, folks, in the trenches, folks. Motherfuckers is doing anything, folks. Like, Chicago is fucked up right now, folks. I'm watching the news trying to see what's going on, folks. Y'all need to see what the fuck going on in Iraq, folks. If y'all don't watch the news, go watch the news. See what's going on. They found their fucking cars in the Lake Michigan River, folks. They found over 60 cars underwater, folks. One of the cars, they found a dead body in that bitch, folks. So ain't no telling how many more dead bodies is under that seat inside them cars, folks. For real, like, this shit getting really tight on, folks. Like, it's a lot of shit going on under our nose, folks, and we not seeing this shit, folks. Like, how is it cars buried under the water? You know how many motherfuckers then stash they getaway stolen cars under the water, folks? It's motherfuckers throwing stolen cars under there, and it's motherfuckers that's killing people and putting them under there, folks, with their car. And now they just taking time to bring all the cars up, and they finding bodies in them bitches, and they finding stolen cars. So it's like, it's so many more under that Lake Michigan River. It's just so much going on. Ain't no me telling how many more motherfuckers buried under that water, boy. Cause that water go deep, folks. Y'all gotta understand, the ocean goes deep. That bitch go deep, down, deep, like a fucking tunnel on Bro Grave. And this motherfuckers real life out there doing shit like that, folks. Ain't no way. Ain't no motherfucking way these people out here putting cars underwater. That shit crazy as hell, folks. When I seen that shit, I'm like, damn, folks, these motherfuckers is burying cars underwater, folks. And let me not get started on the other snatch and grab on folks. I know y'all been seeing the snatch and grab, folks. Y'all remember looting back in 2020, folks, 2021, folks. That shit was going on, folks, with the COVID. These motherfuckers is looting in real time on folks' grave while everybody still up and outside. They going and smashing a Rolex store. So they mashed the whole Rolex store, stealing over $100,000 worth of jewelry, folks. I'm telling you, folks, they stole so much Rolexes. If you went to the Rolex store, half of the Rolex is hanging out the window still. On folks' grave, a $30,000 watch is hanging out the window, gang. On Bro Grave, you gotta think about it. The robbery went successful, folks. That ain't the only store. They drove into the Louis store the other day, folks. Like, they is going crazy, DT, folks. These motherfuckers is maniacs in Iraq, folks. It's like, damn, did y'all save me a Louis purse? On Photo Grave, motherfucker saved me a Louis bag, a Louis jacket, a Louis hat. For them. Then, of course, the goofy might go on the internet and just get the posting up on folks' grave. Motherfucker that stole from the Louis store and went to go sell the items on the internet. Now the motherfuckers gonna get on the internet and see that shit, folks. The feds are on the internet. They gonna see that shit and book your dumb ass, folks. Don't do shit like that on phone them. But If I knew all this shit was going on, shit, your boy would have probably been a part of it on phone them. Now, let me not try to incriminate myself on phone them, but yes, niggas out here smashing and grabbing in these stores in the rack, folks. Like, this shit really getting tight on, folks. These niggas really going in the stores, getting wild in them bitches, folks. And it's just like, there's me, folks. Niggas like me, I'm not even outside doing that type of shit, folk. But these niggas out here getting real lucky, folk. A whole Rolex, though, folk. Yo ass, they came up on some money, folk. Now, if you go back to zero, that's on you. You hustling backwards. You doing some dumbass shit on folk now. You got to be able to keep that bread, folk. That bread is what you need to keep. Now, we finna get all into my life story now, folk. We finna do the starting school, because I don't really think I told y'all how I started school, folk. I started school, folk. This had my life story, Corn Boss Up. Okay, I was born in Chicago. Boom. I moved to the Harvey. My granddaddy stayed in Harvey for over 30, 40 plus years, folks. Rest in peace to my great granddaddy. He stayed in Harvey on 14713 Main Street. That was the name of my street. That's why I'm so 147 crazy, because, you know, Cowboy got his Sibley 147. That's on the SIB by Calumet City. That go through Calumet City and Dalton all the way back towards Dixmoor. On folks, them Sibley is a long ass street on phone them. So I'm from 147 Main Street on Bro Grave. So if you ever been in Harvey, or if you from Harvey, you know that Main Street where Sharks at, all the way down back to Thornton on phone them. Thornton all the way down to Sharks. That's the street that I was staying on, my granddaddy street on folks them. So growing up over there, it was better lifestyle than growing up with OG, you feel me? Because, you know, with OG, we was on Section 8, going public aid office. She probably done been on WIC, all type of things that you could get help with, the state, link cards, all that. Now, my granddaddy, he was a U.S. veteran, so folks was in the Army before. He was in retirement, so I guess his funds was just coming how they was coming. So folks would give us allowance every now and then and shit. So over there, we not really struggling, folk. But motherfuckers staying in the basement, folk, because it's only so many rooms in the crib, you feel me? It's damn that 4-5 bedrooms. Aunties and uncles staying in them bitches, you feel me? And we stand downstairs on the bunk bed. Me, my brothers and sisters, you feel me? We downstairs getting into shit, folk. We had to do everything downstairs, folk, in the basement, folk. That's where I'm from, the basement, folks. See, I am right now, phone them, because you got to get it, like, everything was in the basement. Folks ain't really let us leave like that. Like, our granddaddy didn't let us really leave off the property like that, so we was always in the basement, folks. So when we got with our mama, we had more freedom, folks, because OG was way cooler. OG was, you know, she was way cooler, so we was outside, folks. So now that we outside at OG crib, is more worse, you feel me? Now we doing bad stuff like getting into trouble, throwing rocks at cars, going to jail, first time encountering with the police, all type of shit. That's what happens when you stand in a household where you could be freely. Now in the household where you can't be freely, you not used to none of that going outside, because he barely let us go places. But around the corner to the store on Fonham Grade, how you in the hood without getting back? I can't answer that for right now on phone them. But look, so yeah, after all that situation, I did all that. And then you say, how do I have a pole in the hood without getting backdoored? You just don't trust people, for all you gotta do, if you don't want to get backdoored, bro, just don't trust people. It's easy to not get backdoored. All you have to do is not trust the soul. If motherfuckers want you to trust them, for don't trust them. Niggas want you to come around them, don't come around you. Come around them. Niggas will do anything for you to come around, fo. It don't matter. If they see you with money or anything, they ask like females too, fo. They see niggas with money and want them to come around. And that's when they be like, yeah, we finna try to stain him. But sometimes it happens to the most gangsters of all gangsters, fo. You can't really dodge that situation. That's your problem and your fault, because you allowed this person into your space and you trusted this person to be around you, fo. That's the only reason how people back doors be open, because they trust people to be around them, fo. If you have a pole, nobody else should know you have a pole but you on Bro Grade. The only time somebody should know you have a pole is when you utilizing that motherfucker on Bro Grade. And if you up it, you gotta bust it. Always remember that, fo. If you don't do none of that shit, then your ass is doing this shit wrong, fo. You need to get the fuck up out the field, fo. You not made for this shit, fo. Ain't no way. On Bro Grade, you should know this in your man already coming into this shit. You should already have it built up in your man frame to know this shit. So yeah, I'm a shorty, folk. Boom. I'm in kindergarten. I went to pre-K at Radley on them, so I'm a real Harvey baby. I went to pre-K at Radley, folk. I remember being small as hell, riding in the motherfucking slide, going down the slides and playing in the what's his name, and then they got nap time, all that in pre-K. I remember all that shit, folk. Motherfuckers got the microwave, cooking fake ass food on bro. Them. I used to be one of those kids putting it in a microwave. Oh, I'm finna cook some burgers. Whole time you can't even eat the burger. You bite it, that bitch gonna be hard. On phone them, it's like eating a coconut on phone them. So I'm thinking like, damn, pre-K really ain't that bad on phone them. It was always sleepy time on phone. Let's go to sleep. Soon as I wake up, OG right there ready to pick me up on phone them. It was right there by that Aldi's, by Markham on phone them. Y'all know if you went to Raleigh, then after that, now it's time to go to elementary school. Motherfucker was in kindergarten, folk. I went to Whittier on first grade. Motherfucker went straight to Whittier, folk. If motherfuckers didn't go to Whittier in that grade, or they did, they didn't see me in that bitch as a shorty, folk. So I went to that school. That was the time I had my first fight. The time a girl liked me on folks' grave. Like this girl, she probably don't remember on phone them. Her name Marsha on phone them. She and that bitch rubbing my back, giving me massages. I'm in the classroom. He giggling, cheesing hard as hell. A girl giving me a massage in the classroom as a shorty on phone them. I never cared. Then there was a nigga in that bitch trying to bully me, all type of shit. I knocked his ass over the. If y'all heard about my old story, folk, when I fought in the classroom, this was the grade on bro. I punched folks, knocked his ass over the chalkboard. He fell over everything on B. I'm beating him. Bing, 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 bing. Just over beating him, folk, on phone them. Shit just got real for in kindergarten. I'm telling you, I had to patch a nigga. So then, boom, after kindergarten, now it was time to go to first grade. This when you get in elementary on phone. My ass went to Bryant on phone. My granddaddy stayed right across the street from Bryant Elementary School. That motherfucker in Harvey on 147, right across the street. I just have to get my clothes on, go right across the street to school on phone. My shit was right across the street. I didn't like people knowing that I was living right there, folk, because it's like that's kind of weird, folk. Every time I come out the crib, folk, people know where I live, folk. They walk past my crib to get to school, and they walk past my crib to go home. So it's like everybody walking past my crib, folk. Even if they going to motherfucker Walgreens, or they ass going to Subway, or they ass going to motherfucker Sharks, folk, on B grade. A lot of people can't really say they from Harvey, folk, if they don't remember the park with the sand in it on folks. If they only know about that purple park, folk, they not really Harvey babies, folk. They ass that came to Harvey late as hell. I'm talking about I'm really from Harvey, gang. I'm talking about about STO, Shorty's taking over. Everybody know what the fuck that was back then on B. Everybody claiming Stone. What else? You know about Blockbuster instead of Subway. That Subway that was right there. If that bitch was Blockbuster, before that Chinese place was right there, it was a laundromat right there. If you don't know all this shit, fool, I'm telling you, fool, you can't be from motherfucking. Your ass can't be from Harvey, fool. You don't know about that park with the sand in it, fool. It was a park with sand in it. And yo ass, it was just a whole different park, folks, before that purple park. A lot of people probably don't know that because they ass not from Harvey for real, folks. They don't even know about motherfucking it's so much other shit, folks. I'm telling you, folks. It was King of Diamonds on them. Y'all know about Structure, folks. King of fucking Diamonds and The Lick on them. That place was called The Lick and King of Diamonds, folks. Do your homework on real Harvey worlds on folks. If somebody could tell you all this, they really from Harvey for real, folks. Because a lot of people don't know about all that shit, folks. That shit was rebuilt. A lot of shit got rebuilt. Now they don't give a fuck about Harvey. It seemed like back then they cared more about Harvey because they was rebuilding shit. But now it's like all the houses abandoned, everything just going to waste. They don't give a fuck about it no more, folks. But they did back then, folks. So I really respect it. But they don't give a fuck about that shit now, folks. So yeah, first grade, I'm in Bryant, folks. Bryant was decent, folks. See, I fell in love with that area, folks. Bryant, Brooks, and Thornton. I fell in love with that Harvey area, folks. So when I ever went to a different school, I didn't really like it, folks. So I got accustomed to that, folks. But when second grade came, folks, because in first grade, I'm in this teacher named Miss Anello class. I don't know who all was in my class, folks, but I remember being in there with my boy Ant, my boy John. All type of motherfuckers was in my grade. Jaleel, all type of motherfuckers was in my grade. We was in that bitch thugging, folk, having fun at Bryant, Second grade came, shit got even more better. We getting older now. It was too many people inside it was like too many people on their roster and shit before they had to transfer me in second grade, though. They transferred me to Sandberg on Bro Grave. Y'all know about Sandberg if y'all, like I said, from Harvey. So other crowd of niggas went to Sandberg. That's how I started meeting the other crowd of niggas on Folks Grave. So I knew these niggas and I knew these niggas because now I'm going to a different school. Did I like that school? Hell nah, I didn't like that school, folks, because I was already, like I said, used to Bryant, folks. I'm used to the people that I met at that. These niggas was already my friends. Now I got to go to another school and meet different motherfuckers. Now I'm at this school, folks. I'm getting into more trouble. I'm fighting the guys on phone them. Rest in peace to one of the guys, my boy Shelby. I ended up fighting him in 2nd grade. We patched each other up. We went to the motherfucking office and shit. Both went to the medical thing and got band-aids on our faces, all type of shit, folks. It was just like 2nd grade used to be real life knocking shit down on, bro. I didn't have my first double team in 2nd grade. Don't y'all know when you jumping motherfuckers? I didn't have my first group fight, all type of shit, folks. I remember one time dude ass was talking crazy, folks. We caught his ass at school and shit, beat his ass and buried him in the snow on folks them. I'm telling you, we patched his ass, and he was a heavy ass dude on, bro. They used to call his ass Christian on, bro. Big dude, big ass dude. Folks them patching him, put him in the snow, throwing the snow on top of his ass, or folding him. We burying his ass under the snow. And this is before our class even start, folks. This like before you go to school, folks. When you on your way to school and there's snow outside, you know, it's always used to be cold. So fucking cold back then, we used to have to walk backwards, folks. That's used to have be going to school, folks, especially in Chicago, folks. It's so cold, you gotta walk backwards for them. So yeah, I'm patching his ass, for them, threw snow on his ass, all type of shit. Then one time I had gotten a group fight and shit. Motherfucker hit me in the back with a stick, all type of shit. I'm damn, this school bossing on folding them. We used to get down on the bus, all type of shit. Motherfuckers throwing hands. So yeah, Sandberg was one of those school motherfuckers was getting wild. I ain't gonna bap to y'all on folding them. If you went to Sandberg, you know what I'm talking about. You was in that bitch throwing hands on folding them. That school definitely, you was gonna get wild. Now, life got better. I went back to my original school on folding them from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I went, well, really 6th, I started going to different schools, but 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I was still in Bryant, folks. So I went back to Bryant. I was a class clown in all the grades, then seeing all type of shit happen. Niggas running from classroom to classroom, niggas getting smacked with rulers, niggas getting smacked with books. I just seen all type of shit growing up through that school on them. So now that I'm in 6th grade, this where everything changed, folks. I started going to a different school. Reason why I started going to a different school, because in 6th grade, I was staying 148th. Y'all, like I told y'all, I'm from 147, so I was staying right around the corner from my granny house. My OG had a crib right around the corner. Literally, you could walk. So, yeah, I was going to school from that house, going all the way to Thornton. Thornton was just right there on phone them. I mean, I'm talking about Thornton, my bad, y'all. I was going to Bryant. But, yeah, folks, after that, my house ended up like burning down and shit, for while we inside. I told y'all that story already. If y'all didn't hear about it, for I was inside the crib playing Dragon Ball Z and shit, and somebody, I guess, threw a cocktail bomb in our window and our whole house started getting on fire. We had an apartment complex in the top floor. Me, my brother, and my sister on, bro. We in that bitch chilling on, folks, and the house just magically just get on fire, folks. That bitch burning, all type of shit. Smoke coming through that bitch. You barely could breathe in that shit. You need a mask on, all type of shit. Like, that shit really got real, folks, on, bro. So yeah, we made it out alive. It was on Christmas time. All our presents got burnt up, all type of shit. We didn't have a good Christmas. So yeah, we ended up moving to Calumet City, folk, because, you know, we had to go to a hotel and shit. We was staying in the hotel. I guess the insurance people gave us a little money. We was staying in the hotel for a little while. Then we ended up getting a whole nother apartment, which was in Calumet City. And I started going to Caroline Sibley on phone. Like, 6th grade, I'm at Caroline Sibley. I'm in that bitch meeting all type of other new people, for. And now in this school, for, this school was a little decent, for. I ain't gonna bap, but I did run into a lot of problems, for, with niggas that I don't know, because they from the Cal. So I'm from Harvey, so they looking at me a little different. So it wasn't really easy going through different schools and shit, because people looking at me like, who the fuck is folks? But at the end of the day, I started getting cool with motherfuckers in that school on, bro. Riding the bus to school was a little different thing for me, because I'm used to walking. Like I told y'all, I lived across the street from school, so I was always used to walking to my school. But this time I'm riding the bus and shit, just like when I was in Sandberg. I had to ride the bus to school, folks. So I'm riding the bus to school. I'm getting out to fights with random niggas, all type of shit, folks. So yeah, going to Caroline Sibley was a little different, folks. I ain't gonna bap. And I was always bid in all my schools. I ain't gonna bap to y'all, folk. Oh yeah, but let me go ahead and rewind back, folk. I don't tell nobody this situation, but in second grade, folk, I ain't gonna bap to y'all, folk. Before I got transferred to the other school, folk, I shitted on myself. I ain't gonna bap to y'all, folk. Like I literally shitted on myself in school, folk, and I was really embarrassed and scared, folk, cause I ain't want nobody to know, folk. We was at a time in recess, folk. We all playing outside, folk. Them playing outside. So we running around, playing catch and shit on phone them. I think I got a fart and shit. You know how you think you got a fart on phone them? I fart shit on bro grave. Shit literally coming in my drawers, gang. Like, and I don't know how to play it off or nothing, for I'm sitting there looking goofy as hell, for nobody noticed, for I'm walking slow as hell. So then when it's time to go in, for everybody come in, it's time to go in. Everybody just looking weird as hell. I'm walking over slow, gang, like I'm trying to walk so slow, not trying to get noticed, folks, but it's like, dude, you stink, folks. Motherfuckers gonna notice you. You smell like shit on phone them. Like, they gonna notice your ass, gang, on bro. So I'm walking slow as hell, folks, on B. I'm over walking slow, folks. As we get into school, folks, I'm in the hallways, folks. I know they damn near looking crazy now. They smelling me, folks. I'm fuck it, I just gotta keep it real, y'all. I did it. On them, I did it. Now I have to go to the principal's office on folks. I'm in the principal office smelling like straight ass. On them, straight shit. On them, I can't bap. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed, I'm in that bitch shitty as hell, really shitty. I had to call my grandma. Luckily, she worked at that school, and I lived across the street. So, like I told y'all, everything was so easily. I'm finna go right to the crib. I went my ass right across the street to the crib, shitty as hell. Got in the shower, washed that shit down, all that. But when a motherfucker came and picked me up, I was so embarrassed to look them in their eyes, knowing I shitted on myself on phone them. They just looking like, damn, folks shitty as hell on bro them. I ain't like that situation, y'all, folks. That was the most embarrassingest moment that I ever have been in. I shitted on myself in school, folks. I know y'all got a lot of more embarrassing moments out there on phone them, in school especially, on bro them. School definitely be having those moments you getting embarrassed, folks. I'm telling you, folks. That right there was not a good scene. So yeah, let me get back into the story, folks. Sixth grade, Caroline Sibley. Then we ended up moving from Calumet City to Chicago Heights now, bro. So I lived in all of most hoodest parts of the rack on phone them. That Section 8 voucher had motherfuckers moving in straight hoods. That might be the suburbs, but these is the hoods of the suburbs. Y'all gotta do y'all homework on shit like that. On Chicago Heights, Calumet City, Dalton, Harvey, Robbins, Ford Heights. On phone them, like, it's a whole bunch of places that, like, real life spanking shit. Cal Park, the Gardens, all type of shit. So yeah, I went to that school, boom. I was just going to a whole bunch of schools, folks. So yeah, folks, I'm at Wilson now. It's a school called Wilson, folks. I don't really too much know about that school, but that's in Chicago Heights. That's another little middle school I was going in now. In that school, I was ditching that bitch, walking from Chicago Heights to Harvey, ditching school every fucking day, folks. I didn't ditch the school so bad, folks, that people almost got in trouble one time because I asked one of the people in school, can I go to the crib because I forgot my stuff. And all my schools always down the street from my house. So I said, my house right there, I'm just gonna go get it. They said, are you sure? Yeah. So they let me leave out the school to go get something from the house. Did you think I was gonna come back? Ain't no way they thought I was finna come back to that bitch on bro grave. I kept going. I'm not finna come back to this school, you tweaked. Once you let me walk out them double doors, I'm not coming back to school, my boy. I don't know why they just let me go home to think I was finna go back and get a book. That motherfucker excuse worked very well, because they let me leave out the school, because in elementary, what I was finna say, not elementary, in middle school, you can't leave the school like high school. For high school, you was always able to change periods and go across the street and do all that to go to different buildings. That was the reason why it was easy to ditch high school for a lot of people. But middle school, you not ditching middle school, folks. They have to let you out the school for you to do that. And they let me out the school for me to do some crazy shit like that, and I remember they got in trouble for that shit. And another thing, when we got in the 7th, 8th, towards them grades, niggas used to have wars on bro grave. It used to be eighth graders versus the seventh graders, folks. I ain't like shit like that, folks. They ass tweaking. Motherfuckers fighting niggas, all type of shit in the marathons, for y'all senior ass niggas want to fight us freshmen. It used to be all type of goofy shit. But yeah, folks, got up out of that school, folks, and then that's when we ended up moving to the Gardens, folks. Motherfucker moved to Argyle Gardens, staying in Block 6 on folks. Then I went to Larry Hawkins on folks. Before it was called Larry Hawkins, it was called Carver School. My daddy used to be a coach at Carver Military, folks. They called his ass Coach Keys, but folks never really was in my life and shit like that. But a lot of people told me about him, like, damn, your daddy is Coach Keys. Yeah, my daddy is Coach Keys. Folks says was at Finger High School on Bro Grave. Like, folks says was the coach at Finger High School. So if anybody went to Finger High School in that time, they definitely know who Coach Keys is. Folks says my daddy and shit, goofy folks on Bro Grave. Like, folks says they say he was real life tackling motherfuckers, putting their ass on the ground, all type of shit. He ain't like a lot of motherfuckers in that bitch. So my daddy was definitely a real pioneer in this shit, folks. A lot of people know folks says, folks. He one of the big stones on Bro Grave. His name Corn too, folks. That's what a lot of niggas be acting like they don't know. Folks name Corn, folks. He big Corn and shit. Folks says from Foster, all type of shit, folks. But shit didn't go in their favor and shit. You feel me? It's a lot of history shit going down in that urban Gresham era, folks. So my mama's side is basically from that side, which is GDs, the Hundreds and shit like that. My daddy side is basically from 85th, you feel me? 85th and Sagamon, 85th and Carpenter, shit like that. That's on my auntie crib at, on bro, my auntie Lynn, she stay right there. A lot of the moles hang in her backyard, all type of shit. So you feel me? Like, I got different sides with this shit, different sources, different, what's his name? So they side over there, my mama side over here. So I got two different sides. I could go hang with the GDs or the BDs if I want to, or I could go hang with the Stones and the Lords if I want to on folks them. So it's different parts of this shit, folks. Some from the city, some from the burbs. That's just how this shit go, folks. People should have real life spankers in their shit, folks. I got real spankers in my family, folks, that are real life rad for me if I call, folks. Then I got Grammy ass family members that I don't be around, but they really like that, folks, and they'll come slide and spin. If I tell their ass to spin, that's just how this shit go, folks, with this life shit. But yeah, then I started getting in trouble, folks. Once I started going back to once I like started going back towards Harvey, that's when I started going to Brooks Middle School on Bro Grave. We was staying at Argyle Gardens. I told my mama I don't want to go to this Larry Hawkins ass school on folks them. I ain't like, I met some motherfuckers in that bitch. Like, I know my boy Kalen on folks from the G. I knew King Lil J. I don't think his name was King Lil J. They call him King J. RP to him. I think folks passed, but his name was King J in the Gardens. I knew Eric. I knew Cash. All type of motherfuckers. If y'all ever was on, if they ever be on TikTok and they come past my shit, they'll let y'all know. Like, yeah, I remember folks from the Gardens. Folks was in that bitch. I knew all type of real faces in that bitch on folks' grade. Like, niggas that's real life patching niggas, real life doing all type of shit on folks them. And a lot of motherfuckers will remember me if they know on beat. Just like my boy Savage on phone them. I went to school with Savage. Y'all know folks with the one patch on bro. That's my boy too on bro. I probably ain't seen phone them in a long time, but I went to school with a lot of motherfuckers, folks. They could vouch and tell you, yeah, Foden was in that bitch, you know. I always was a funny ass nigga, tall, funny nigga on Bro Grave. I ain't no tough ass nigga, never wanted to be tough and I'm bullying you or greater than you. I treat everybody equal, folk. In this life shit, you need to treat everybody equal, folk, because ain't nobody bigger than the fucking operation, folk. Y'all gotta understand that ain't nobody bigger than you, folk. On B, this nigga that's probably under you right now, he could get bigger than you one day on folk them. So I don't never underestimate or take nothing for granted, folk. I done been in situations where I didn't been here, and now I've been in situations where I've been here. So at the end of the day, I cherish every moment like it's my last on folks now, because the shit that you have, it could be gone tomorrow, folks. So you need to cherish everything that you got and God has given you, and don't sit up there and get too big-headed. Always stay humble with what you got, because you could lose all that shit in a second, folks. And I'm a person that could vouch for that shit, because I done lost all that shit in a second. So if I'm somebody that's telling you that and you never been through that, you should take initiative to be like, nah, I don't even want to go through that. I'm gonna learn off his mistakes. That's which another thing that I had to learn because I ain't had no daddy in my life. I had to learn off all my mistakes, folks. Or sometimes I learn off other niggas' mistakes, but most of the time I had to learn off me on phone. Like if I'm with a female and I'm like treating her wrong or over doing her bogus and shit, that's not my fault, folks. It's cause my daddy one in my life, he ain't teach me how to treat a woman, folks. My mama was in my life, she told me what she told me, but at the end of the day, folks, come on now. If your daddy ain't sitting here hands-on teaching you, folks, you ain't gonna really know how to treat the woman real nice and shit like that. You fuck around and over-treat this bitch, mistreat her, smack her, all type of shit, some shit just gotta be taught on folks. That's why when people kids, they gotta have both of their parents so they can both teach their ass on phone them. So yeah, folks, I'm in motherfucking middle school and shit. That's when I go back to Brooks and shit because I told OG we ain't want to go to that school, folks. So now we going back to Harvey while we living in the gardens, folks. Every day we gotta find a way to get to Harvey, but motherfuckers got cars, so they dropping us off at school. So once we going back to Harvey and the Brooks school is busting now because these were my original friends that I grew up with at the end of the day. So we having fun in that bitch is busting. People getting it whacked, all that. Then I started getting into more and more trouble. They put me in an alternative school. Now I'm in 7th, 8th grade. My whole 7th, 8th grade at an alternative school. I'm learning all these different things. Now, alternative school, I used to think like it was like bad or something, but it ain't really bad, folks. It's really a school with students that don't know how to have good behavior, but they really teach better on folks. Them like I really didn't got taught some better thing. Shout out to my boy Coach Cheney, folks. I don't know what he doing now in his life, but folks says was one of my teachers in that bitch, and he was definitely a motherfucker that stood on business, folks. They weren't no goofy ass teachers like regular schools, folks. These teachers was like real life on that. Like if you was to do something crazy, they ass to get on your ass. Like they'll grab you up. Like they ass not playing. Now Pace was a whole nother thing. A lot of people went to Pace and RAS. I never got to that level, folks. That's like the next step after the alternative school, Pace. On phone them. That was always the next step. Niggas used to be like, "Fo, you don't want to go to Pace, fo. It's bad as hell at Pace, fo." They used to always act like Pace was just a fucked up ass school, fo. Like, how was Pace for real? I don't really know, fo, because people used to be Pace this, Pace that. You go to Pace, fo, you ain't gonna like it, fo. It's real crazy and like, dang, how the fuck is Pace really is? Was it really bad, fo? A lot of people went to that bitch, so they really know, fo, on bro grade, like they really know on folks know. But yeah, Pace was like a bad school that was after the alternative school, but I never got kicked out the alternative school. That was about it that I went to. Now, the fucked up thing that I ever went through in the alternative school was probably standing up like I was in the military. One time, Fodem made me stand up for an hour on bro them. You gotta stand up for an hour. I'm in the classroom standing up, legs hurting like a motherfucker. That punishment was real. So yeah, that was probably the craziest part. Other than that, I didn't see motherfuckers get down. They used to have this thing called open up the circle on B. They used to have everybody put their desks in a circle and let nigga get in there and kill them on phone. If y'all been in jail before, y'all know what kill them mean. I ain't talking about kill them. I'm talking about kill them on phone. You get in a circle, phone. Throw up knuckles on phone. They letting you throw them bitches, phone, and everybody in the classroom sitting at their desk just watching y'all throwing them hands on phone. They Niggas bleed, niggas mouth bleed, niggas throwing haymakers, and niggas hearing on phone them. Then they break it up after shit got real, and then the teachers be so funny. They'll sit and talk about it and be like, "Hey, he got his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped on phone them." So it's like the shit was really cool though on phone them. The alternative school, I was in there with a lot of little motherfuckers that I didn't met, folks. Still to this day, I probably hit up. Yeah, alternative school was decent, folks. Now, high school, folks, y'all know how high school, man. I always thought high school was gonna be like it be in the movies, folks, but it don't be the same, folks. It just be all type of shit at one time. Now, high school is more different now. You damn near could get lost in high school because I'm used to just going to different classes, not really too much going on. In high school, you got to know your combination to your locker. You got to know how to get to your locker. You got to know how to get to the biology class. You got to know how to get over here to the auditorium. Bro, when I first went to high school, folk, my fucking man was gone, gang. I ain't even know how to get to none of my classes. Every fucking day, I'm down there lost. Niggas trying to, where's the T building? Where's the field house? Where's this on phone them? You and this bitch looking like you trying to find Perry on phone them. It used to be, man, y'all know, folks. If y'all ass went to Thornton or any high school, folks, that was big, folks, y'all know what I'm going through, folks. Y'all know how it was when you first went in. You, damn, what the fuck to go? I don't know what my biology class said. On folks, second period come on. Is this the class I'm supposed to be in? I used to be embarrassed as hell going to the classroom. Like, is this the class I'm supposed to be in? It's already students in that bitch turning around looking at me on phone them. But then when I got a hang of it, shit started getting tight on. Like, it started getting fun. When you start getting a hang of it, now you know, all right, first period, I gotta go here. Second period, I gotta go here. All right, I gotta go to lunch. I'm finna go cool it with this table. It's just like school, you got this shit all set out for yourself already. You like, I know who to sit at. I'm finna sit at a table with Johnny and them on phone them my guys. They always at this table. We finna go over there and get it busting. And then your lunch is different, folks. You get to choose what you want to eat. On phone, we all used to have to eat the same thing in middle school, but in high school, you get to choose what you want to eat, bring shit to school. Oh, photo high school just be busting, folks. Now, I never made it to the college part on phone when y'all got dorms and shit. People told me they throw parties, all that. Now, I didn't go through that, but now high school, I could really say high school was raw on phone now, but I dropped out that bitch on folks. But I did freshman, sophomore, and junior, folks. And I dropped out senior. For a lot of people got on my ass like, how the fuck you can't just finish your using senior year? Don't get me wrong, folks. Y'all probably didn't think y'all knew, but shit, I had all F's, folks. I was flunking, folks. They probably felt like I was in the next grade, but I was really flunking, folks. I was flunking in that bitch, folks. But it was so weird because I was in junior classes, but I was a freshman, basically. So they had me being a freshman, but I was taking junior classes. Now, that was kind of slow as hell. They should have let me be a junior taking freshman classes. I would have rather did that because at the end of the day, I would have still been in the next grade. But shit, you know, high school go off credits and shit. I don't know. It ain't all about that GPA shit for real. It's about that credits, folk. So if you got credits, folk, you always have to have a certain amount of credits to graduate. All y'all know that, folk. And I never even had a credit. Oh, photo, dude, shit was that fucked up. Like, I only came to school for the hoes, gang. Like, I real life only came to school for the hoes or to trade clothes. On bro grade, I would not lie to you. I used to trade fake ass Gucci belts, fake ass clothes and shit with phone them. They used to just give me money for the shit or give me something else for it. And they used to be thirsty for the shit. I don't know why, folk. The shit was fake. On phone them, I'm buying Gucci belts and shit from the flea market, folk. On phone them. Y'all, anybody from Robbins area or any of that, they know about Alsop. On phone them, I'm going my ass right to Alsop. Finna buy some fake shoes and I'm finna buy some fake Gucci belts on folks' grade. Then when I got older, I started, like, I really have to grab the new one. I had to really spend $500 on a belt to see how that shit feel. Because I used to be tired of seeing it, folks. Because in high school, Chief Keef was damn near just coming out. Because this was like year 2011, 2012. Chief Keef was just coming out. Everybody want to cut the bottom of their pins. Everybody want to get dreads, shaking their shit, and everybody want to bang bang down the hallway with fake ass shoes on, folding with Gucci belts and shit on B. He was the one that set the tone for that shit. I used to see folks in there like, damn, I gotta get fresh. I want to get like Sosa on folding. I didn't want to do all the extra dreads and all that and shit, folks, but I definitely wanted to, you know, rock the Trues and had a J on and the Gucci. Growing up, I always wanted all that finer shit on folks them. So it's like, why not get it when you got older, folks? Some people probably didn't care for that shit. Me, I always wanted that shit, folks. I was around niggas with that shit. So when you around niggas with that shit, you gonna want that shit. You gonna want to get it. On bro. So I was around motherfuckers with that shit. I'm like, yes, I have to get it. I have to obtain this shit on bro them. So yeah, going through all that, folks. What that is to say, folks, it's just a lot of shit going on with that high school shit. I dropped up out that shit. I was getting tired of that shit. It was a lot of shit going on. Once I dropped up out of that, now I'm finna give y'all the real reason why I drop out of that. My mama, the boy my mama was talking to, the nigga my mama was talking to, tried to embarrass me in front of the school. Folks pulled me up in front of the school and tried to pull me out the car, folks. So we damn near finna fight in front of the school and shit. I'm not going to this bitch no more. Fool them. I'm mad now, bro. You didn't piss me off, folks. I'm not going to the school. I already don't want to go to the school, but I'm really not going, folks. You gotta think about now. They driving me from the Gardens to Harvey to go to school, folks. I'm still living in the Gardens, folks. Motherfucker square up. Oh, for them, I'm mad. I don't want to go to this bitch. And then motherfuckers used to try to call my parents to school and try to whoop me in the classroom and shit. But I ain't used to get whoopings in school, but to try to embarrass me like that, I don't want to come to this bitch no more. Cause now everybody looking at me and everybody gonna think different of me. So now I'm not going no more. So I did not go to school no more. For no. So now I'm just outside roaming the streets. For on bro, every time somebody get out of door and shit like that, I'm walking up to the school all the way until I got banned. On phone them, I'm walking up to the school, phone them, bopping out the school week, walking to crib. I'm walking to the crib with them, all that. Then the garden situation was over with. On phone them, OG moved to Springfield. For now, Springfield is straight goofies. On phone now, probably some real motherfuckers in Springfield. Hey, I don't know about that, but y'all know I'm talking about Springfield.